me, 28, married to Francesca for 3 years, sitting at kitchen table eating cereal at 2 p.m. like a functional adult. Francesca walks in looking like she's about to deliver bad news. Anon, we need to talk. Put spoon down. Already know this isn't about whose turn it is to do dishes. She sits across from me with that face people make before they tell you your dog died. I think we should get divorced. Not even surprised, just relieved someone finally said it. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. She looks confused like she was expecting me to cry or beg. Wait, really? Francesca, we haven't had a real conversation in 8 months. We high-five when we pass in the hallway. She starts laughing and I start laughing. Suddenly we're both cracking up like this is the funniest thing ever. We're so bad at being married. Decide to handle this like adults, no drama, no lawyers yet. Agree to tell people together so nobody gets the wrong idea. First stop is coffee shop to tell our mutual friend Jake. Jake is one of those guys who thinks he's wise because he drinks black coffee. We sit down and Francesca goes, so we have news. Jake immediately goes, oh dang, you're pregnant. No, Jake, we're getting divorced. He chokes on his coffee and starts coughing. What the hell happened? I explain that we just grew apart, very mature stuff. Francesca nods along like we've rehearsed this. Then Jake goes, but you guys seemed so happy at my birthday. Francesca and I look at each other. Jake, your birthday was 14 months ago. We've talked to you twice since then. Jake starts getting emotional like this is happening to him personally. But you're my couple friends. Who am I going to double date with? Francesca pats his hand. Jake, you haven't been on a date since Obama was president. He starts tearing up and calls us selfish. We leave him there having an existential crisis over our failed marriage. Next stop is Francesca's sister Maria. Maria lives in this apartment that smells like essential oils and broken dreams. She opens the door wearing yoga pants in judgment. Oh, hey, what brings you two here? Francesca drops the divorce bomb immediately. Maria goes full dramatic gasp mode. I knew this would happen. Starts pacing around her living room like she's solving a murder. I could sense the negative energy last Christmas. I remind her that last Christmas she was drunk and tried to read my palm. That's when I knew, Anon, your lifeline was all wrong. Francesca rolls her eyes so hard I'm worried they'll fall out. Maria starts lecturing us about communication and crystals, pulls out this giant purple rock. This amethyst could have saved your marriage. Francesca grabs my arm. We're leaving. Maria follows us to the door holding the crystal. At least take the healing energy with you. Francesca slams the door and we hear Maria yelling about chakras through the wall. Walk to the park to decompress from that nightmare. Sitting on a bench, watching some kid chase pigeons. Francesca suddenly goes quiet. Can I tell you something messed up? Oh no, here we go. I only started dating you because Sarah said you'd never ask me out. Sarah is Francesca's college friend who always smelled like vanilla and superiority. She bet me $50 you were too scared to make a move. Processing this information like a Windows 95 computer. So our entire relationship started as a spite bet. Pretty much, yeah. The kid finally catches a pigeon and it immediately bites him. Somehow this feels symbolic. Did you ever actually like me? Francesca thinks for way too long. I mean, yeah, eventually. Eventually. Like after we moved in together. Francesca, we moved in together after 2 years. She shrugs like this is normal human behavior. I'm a slow burner. Honestly respect the commitment to the bit. Start laughing again because what else can you do? Did you ever collect the $50? Sarah conveniently forgot about the bet. Of course she did. Decide we need alcohol to process this revelation. Head to our friend Mike's place because he always has beer. Mike opens the door, shirtless, eating a sandwich. Hey, what's up? Before we can explain, Francesca just blurts out, we're getting divorced and I only dated him for spite. Mike stops mid-chew. Damn, Francesca, that's cold. Invites us in, gets us beers. His apartment looks like a tornado hit a Best Buy. We're sitting on his couch explaining the whole story. Mike keeps shaking his head like he's watching a train wreck. So you guys never actually loved each other. Francesca and I look at each other. I mean, we love the idea of being normal. Mike's girlfriend, Elena, comes out of the bedroom. Elena is one of those people who makes everything about her trauma. Oh my God, you're getting divorced. This is just like when my parents split up. Starts telling us her entire childhood story. We're trapped on this couch listening to family therapy session. Francesca keeps checking her phone like she's expecting an emergency call. Elena finally finishes her monologue. You know what you need. You need closure. Suggests we have some kind of ceremony to end our marriage. Mike nods like this is genius, like a reverse wedding. Francesca looks at me with pure terror. Absolutely not. Elena keeps pushing the idea. It could be healing. You could write vows about letting go. I can see Francesca's soul leaving her body. We make excuses and escape before Elena starts planning our divorce party, walking back to our apartment in awkward silence. Francesca suddenly stops. Do you think we're terrible people? Honestly, never thought about it. Probably. But like in a normal way. She seems satisfied with this answer. Get home and sit on our couch like roommates. Realize we have to tell Francesca's mom. Francesca's mom, Helen, is basically a human anxiety attack. She calls while we're sitting there. Francesca puts her on speaker because she's brave. Hi, Mom. Francesca, sweetie, how are you? And Anon. Francesca takes a deep breath. Actually, Mom, we're getting divorced. Silence for like 30 seconds. Then Helen starts crying. Not like sad crying, like full breakdown sobbing. What did you do wrong? Mom, we just don't work together. Helen immediately assumes it's Francesca's fault. Starts listing all the ways Francesca ruined her marriage. You never cooked enough. You don't iron his shirts. You should have gotten pregnant. Francesca hangs up on her. Well, that went better than expected. Phone immediately starts ringing again. We ignore it for 20 minutes. Finally, Francesca answers. Helen has apparently called Francesca's Aunt Debbie. Now, Aunt Debbie is on three-way call, ready to mediate. Aunt Debbie has the voice of someone who smokes a pack a day. Francesca, honey, what's this about divorce? We explain the situation again. Aunt Debbie cuts right through the nonsense. So you got married for stupid reasons and now you're divorcing for smart ones. Sounds about right. Helen starts protesting, but Debbie shuts her down. Helen, these kids are being more mature than half the people I know. Let them figure it out. Helen hangs up in a huff. Aunt Debbie stays on the line. You kids need a lawyer. I know a guy, he's an idiot, but he's cheap. Gives us the number for some guy named Rick. Tell him Debbie sent you and he'll give you the divorced couple discount. Apparently that's a real thing. Next day we meet lawyer Rick at his office. Rick looks exactly like you'd expect a cheap divorce lawyer to look. Wrinkled suit, coffee stains. Probably hasn't seen sunlight in years. His office smells like stale cigarettes and broken dreams. So you want an amicable divorce. No kids, no house, just split the stuff and go. Sounds perfect, except Rick seems disappointed. You sure you don't want to fight about something? Makes the paperwork more interesting. Francesca and I look at each other. We're good, Rick. Rick shrugs and starts filling out forms. Asks us about assets. Our biggest asset is a Nintendo Switch we bought last year. Rick stops writing. That's it? What about the car? Francesca's car, she had it before we met, but furniture came with the apartment. Rick looks genuinely confused. What have you people been doing for 3 years? Honestly, good question. Rick finishes the paperwork in like 20 minutes. Easiest divorce I've ever done. You'll get the papers in a few weeks. We shake hands and leave. Feel like we should celebrate, but also feels weird. Francesca suggests we get lunch. Go to this diner we used to like. Waitress recognizes us. Hey, it's the cute couple. Where have you been? Francesca and I look at each other. We're getting divorced. The waitress drops her pen. What happened? Did he cheat? Did you cheat? Was it the mother-in-law? We explain that sometimes people just aren't compatible. Waitress looks at us like we're speaking alien. But you're so young. You could work it out. Starts giving us unsolicited relationship advice, telling us about her 3 divorces and how she learned from each one. Francesca orders pie to make her stop talking. Waitress finally leaves us alone, eating pie in comfortable silence. Francesca suddenly starts laughing. Remember when we thought we were going to have kids? We picked out names and everything. I remember that conversation. Happened during year 2 when we were trying to convince ourselves we were serious. What were the names again? James and Sophia. Such basic names. We were such basic people. Still are. Finish our pie and split the check like we're already divorced. Walking back to our apartment, Francesca stops at the mailbox. Look, pulls out a wedding invitation. Her college friend Beth is getting married. We RSVP'd as a couple. Invitation has both our names on it. Want to go together as divorcing people. Could be fun. Wedding is next weekend at some fancy venue. Decide to go because we already bought Beth a gift. Wedding day arrives. Francesca looks amazing in this blue dress. I clean up decent in my one good suit. Drive to the venue making small talk like we're on a first date. Ceremony is beautiful. Beth looks happy. During the vows, Francesca and I keep making eye contact. Not romantic, just acknowledging how different our experience was. Reception starts, and immediately people want to talk to us. Beth's aunt assumes we're next. When are you two getting married? Francesca doesn't miss a beat. Actually, we're getting divorced. Aunt nearly chokes on her champagne. But you're at a wedding. Seemed like good practice for the opposite. Aunt excuses herself to go spread gossip. We hit the open bar and things get interesting. Beth finds us during cocktail hour. Francesca, I'm so glad you came. And Anon, you look great. Beth is already tipsy from pre-ceremony champagne. How are you guys doing? Francesca and I look at each other. We're getting divorced. Beth's face goes through like 5 different emotions. What? When? Why didn't you tell me? We literally just told you. Beth starts crying. But you're my stable couple friends. If you can't make it work, nobody can. This hits different than Jake's reaction. Beth genuinely thought we had something figured out. Francesca hugs her. Beth, we were never stable. We were just quiet about being a mess. Beth's new husband comes over. What's wrong, babe? Francesca and Anon are getting divorced. New husband looks relieved. Oh, thank God, I thought someone died. Beth smacks his arm, but he's not wrong. Reception continues and we become the entertainment. People keep asking us questions like we're a documentary. When did you know it was over? Are you seeing other people? Who gets the cat? We don't have a cat. Well, that's your first mistake. Woman suggests we get a cat to save our marriage. Francesca politely explains that pets don't fix relationships. Woman argues that her marriage was saved by a hamster. We slowly back away from that conversation. Find a table in the corner to hide. Wedding party is doing toasts. Best man talks about true love and soulmates. Francesca and I are making faces at each other. Do you think Beth and David are actually soulmates? Look over at Happy Couple. David is picking food out of Beth's teeth. Probably. At least they like each other. Dancing starts and we watch from our table. Beth drags us onto the dance floor. You have to dance at my wedding. We do this awkward slow dance while divorced. Other couples around us are all romantic. We're just trying not to step on each other. Song ends and we escape back to our table. Francesca checks her phone. My mom texted. She wants to know if we're working things out. What should I tell her? That we're dancing at a wedding while filing paperwork. She'll love that. Reception winds down and we say goodbye to Beth. She hugs us both extra long. I love you guys even if you're terrible at marriage. Honestly, the nicest thing anyone said to us all week. Drive home in comfortable silence. Francesca falls asleep in the passenger seat. Look over at her and realize this is probably the last time. Not sad exactly, just aware that things are ending. Carry her inside and she wakes up on the couch. Thanks for being my wedding date. Thanks for being my divorce buddy. We sit there for a while just existing in the same space. You know what's weird? What? I think we're better at being divorced than we were at being married. She's not wrong. Last 3 weeks have been the most honest we've ever been. Maybe we should have started here. Skip the whole marriage part. Hindsight. Papers arrive in the mail 2 days later. Sign them at the kitchen table where this all started. Francesca signs her name with a flourish. It's official. We're professionally failed. Celebrate with leftover pizza and cheap wine. Feels like the right amount of ceremony for us. Francesca moves out the following weekend. Mike and Elena help her pack. Elena keeps trying to make it emotional. This is such a big transition. Are you processing the grief? Francesca throws a pillow at her. Elena, I'm moving 6 blocks away. We're still going to hang out. Elena seems disappointed by our lack of drama. Mike loads the last box into Francesca's car. So this is it? Francesca and I stand there like we should hug or something. End up doing this weird handshake instead. See you around, Anon. See you around, Francesca. She drives away and I go back inside. Apartment feels exactly the same. I realize most of our stuff was already separate anyway. Order Chinese food and eat it alone. Not lonely exactly, just different. Week later, get a text from Francesca. Saw Sarah at the grocery store. Told her about the divorce. She said she always knew we wouldn't last. Also, she never had $50. Of course she didn't. Text back, did you tell her about the spite thing? Yeah, she seemed proud. Said it was very me. Honestly, can't argue with that. A month later, run into Francesca at the coffee shop. She's there with some guy reading a book. Not jealous, just curious. Guy looks like he actually listens when people talk. Francesca waves me over. Anon, this is David. Different David, not the wedding one. David, this is my ex-husband, Anon. David handles this information better than most people. Nice to meet you. Francesca says you guys are still friends. Something like that. We chat for a few minutes. David seems nice, asks good questions. Francesca looks happy, in a way she never did with me, not bitter about it, just observant. They leave together, and Francesca hugs me goodbye. Thanks for being cool about everything. Thanks for being honest about the spite thing. Watch them walk away. Francesca turns back once and waves. Order my coffee and sit in their spot. Barista asks if everything's okay. Yeah, everything's fine. Just got divorced from someone I was never really married to. Barista nods like this makes perfect sense. Happens more than you'd think. Finish my coffee and walk home. Check my phone and have a text from Jake. Found a new couple to double date with. They're also recently divorced. Want to make it weird, delete the text without responding. Some things are better left alone. Get home and realize I never changed my emergency contact from Francesca. Probably should fix that eventually, but not today. Today, I'm going to eat cereal at 2 p.m. like a functional adult, just like how this whole thing started. Be me, 24-year-old code monkey, sharing apartment with Derek from my comp sci program. Meet this girl Madison at campus coffee shop. She's shivering in October wearing just a tank top. Give her my favorite hoodie like a simp. Hoodie cost me $80 at a concert, signed by the band. She says thanks and disappears for 2 weeks. See her wearing it at library. Approach to get it back. Oh, this is mine. I've had it forever, she says with dead eyes. Too beta to argue. Just stand there like an NPC. She walks away still wearing my hoodie. Complained to Derek about it for 3 hours. He says, bro, just let it go. It's just fabric. Next week, Madison shows up at our apartment. Is Derek home? She asks while wearing my hoodie. Apparently they matched on Hinge. Derek never mentioned this crucial intelligence. She comes over for movie night, sits on our couch in my hoodie. I'm sitting right there like furniture. Nice hoodie, I say passive-aggressively. Thanks, I thrifted it. She lies directly to my face. Derek laughs nervously, changes subject to Marvel movies. Betrayal levels critical. They start dating, she's over constantly. Hoodie lives in our apartment but on the wrong person. One time she spills wine on it, I offer to wash it. No thanks, I'm particular about my things, she says. My things. I want to scream, but Derek shoots me the don't ruin this for me look. She starts leaving other stuff here, colonizing our space. Her hair ties on every surface. Catch her using my expensive shampoo. Derek said it was fine, she says. Derek owns 3-in-1 body wash. Confront Derek privately. She makes me happy, bro, he says. Happier than your hoodie makes you. Mathematically impossible, but whatever. Start planning hoodie heist operations. She leaves it on the couch one day. I grab it. She texts Derek, someone stole my favorite hoodie from your place. Derek knows, gives me the disappointed dad look. I cave and put it back. Madison starts spending nights, wearing the hoodie as pajamas. It's getting stretched out. She cooks breakfast in it, gets bacon grease stains. Years of careful maintenance destroyed. You really like that hoodie, I mention casually. Yeah, it has sentimental value, she says. The audacity. Derek starts taking her side in everything. Maybe you did give it to her, he suggests. Gaslighting commenced. Find out she told all her friends I'm the creepy roommate who stares at her clothes. And I'm staring at my property. There's a difference nobody seems to understand. She starts bringing friends over, all wearing various items that look suspicious. Is she running a theft ring? One friend compliments the hoodie. Madison tells whole fake story about buying it at the actual concert, describes the band's performance in detail. I was at that concert, she definitely wasn't. Funny, I was at that show too, I say. She doesn't miss a beat. Small world, crazy we didn't meet then. Psychological warfare levels exceeding safe parameters. Derek just nods along. She starts redecorating our apartment. My gaming posters replaced with live, laugh, love signs. Madison thinks the place needs more positive energy. Derek explains. I am become suffering. Find them watching Netflix on my PlayStation account. She's changed my avatar to a unicorn. It's cuter, she explains. The skull was toxic masculinity. Derek agrees somehow. She discovers my manga collection. These are problematic, she announces. Derek, you should talk to him. Derek actually tries to have an intervention about my concerning interests. Friendship deceased. Madison starts meal prepping in our kitchen, takes up entire fridge, labels everything do not touch. Catch her eating my leftover pizza despite her labels. Yours looked better, she explains. The hoodie now has her perfume permanently embedded. It doesn't even smell like mine anymore. She posts Instagram photos in it, tags location at home. My apartment is not her home. 300 likes, comments calling her wifey material. Derek screenshots it, makes it his phone wallpaper. She brings a cat over without asking. Mr. Whiskers needs somewhere to stay for a few days. Few days becomes 3 months. Cat exclusively pukes on my stuff. Madison says he's expressing himself. Catch her going through my closet. Just seeing if you have anything else I'd look cute in, she says. Derek defends this. She's just comfortable here, bro. Comfort should not include theft inventory. She finds my vintage Pokemon cards. These are worth something, right? She asks. Danger levels maximum. Hide the cards immediately. She pouts to Derek about me not trusting her. Derek says I should apologize. Madison starts having book club at our place. 8 women discussing how men are trash. In my living room, wearing my hoodie while doing it. One mentions it's nice. Vintage, Madison calls it. Snap and say it's from 2019. She laughs. Vintage is anything over 2 years now. Derek pulls me aside. You're making things weird, bro. I'm weird? Reality has left the building. She starts suggesting I should move out. Derek and I need more space, she says. They've been dating 4 months. I've lived here 3 years. Math is not mathing. Derek actually considers it. Maybe we all need fresh starts, he says. Friendship officially flatlined. She brings her parents over for dinner. Introduces them while wearing the hoodie. Her mom says, what a lovely hoodie. Madison tells the concert story again, with new details. Apparently she crowd surfed and got it signed backstage. I ate nachos in the nosebleeds that night. Her dad asks about the signature. She has an entire story about meeting the lead singer. He said I had great energy, she claims. Singer is famously introverted and hates meet and greets. Derek backs up her story. Yeah, she told me about it on our first date. Simp level astronomical. Madison starts leaving bobby pins in strategic locations. Psychological landmines everywhere. Step on one barefoot at 3 a.m., scream loud enough to wake neighbors. She texts Derek, I'm unstable. She convinces Derek to get matching tattoos. He actually does it. Property of Madison, in cursive. Kidding, but might as well be. It's coordinates of where they met. The coffee shop where she stole my hoodie. She frames a photo of her in the hoodie, puts it on our mantle. I'm living in psychological horror movie. Catch her selling stuff on Depop. Recognize my old backup hoodie in the photos. Confront her directly. This isn't yours. She smiles. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Check Depop later. It sold for triple what I paid. She's profiting off my wardrobe. Derek announces they're moving in together officially. You could find a new place, bro. Lease is in my name. Point this out. Derek says don't be petty. Irony has died a painful death. Madison starts packing Derek's stuff, mixing in mine. Oops, she says when caught. She's already planned where everything goes in their apartment. My apartment that I'm paying for, find Craigslist ad for my room. She posted it without telling me. Rent increased by 40%. Inflation, she explains. Plus we're adding feminine touches. Those cost extra, apparently. Derek fully supports kicking me out of my own apartment. Happy wife, happy life, he says. They're not married, she corrects him, future wife. Derek glows like she announced his Nobel Prize. Finally decide to go nuclear. Call the landlord about unauthorized occupants. Landlord is Madison's uncle. She smiles when I find out. Family looks out for family. Derek knew entire time. She said you'd come around eventually. Come around to being homeless? She starts wearing the hoodie to job interviews, gets hired, credits the lucky hoodie, posts about it on LinkedIn. Professional network thinks she's quirky and authentic. Her bio now includes vintage fashion enthusiast. It's one hoodie that's not hers, moves her whole wardrobe in. Derek's stuff relegated to one drawer. He thanks her for the space. Catch her listing our address for packages, opens my Amazon boxes. Thought it was mine every time. She signs us up for couples cooking class. It's me, Derek, and Madison. I'm third wheeling in my own home. Instructor assumes Derek and I are the couple. Madison's offended for entire 2 hours. She starts sleep talking. Reveals she knows the hoodie is mine. Derek claims he doesn't hear it. Record or confession. Derek says it's out of context. Context is theft. What's unclear? She guilts me about ruining Derek's happiness over some old hoodie. It has the band's signature. Derek chooses her, officially. Bros before clothes, he says, thinking he's clever. Madison laughs for 10 minutes. Their bond strengthened by my suffering. She starts wearing it to family events, telling everyone it's a family heirloom. Her grandmother believes it. Grandma knits her matching scarf for the hoodie. Now it's a set I never agreed to. Find apartment listing circled on my desk. Madison's handwriting. Just helping, she says. Derek co-signs the eviction notice. Not legal, but the psychological damage is done. She wins. I'm moving out. She keeps the hoodie, the roommate, the apartment. Loading my stuff into U-Haul, she comes out wearing the hoodie. No hard feelings, she says. Derek helps me load boxes while she supervises. He whispers, sorry, bro, but still chooses her. She waves goodbye from my own doorway, in my hoodie, with my ex-best friend. Check Instagram later. She posted, finally have the place to ourselves, wearing the hoodie. Derek commented, heart emojis. Man's completely gone. Stockholm Syndrome achieved. 2 months later, Derek texts me. She left him for a guy with a nicer apartment. Took half his stuff, including things that were originally mine. He wants sympathy. She took my PlayStation, he cries. Yeah, Derek, she takes things. That's her entire personality. He mentioned she kept the hoodie. Still wears it with new boyfriend. New guy has a boat, apparently. Derek's considering winning her back. Suggest he try wearing something valuable. Maybe she'll notice him. He doesn't get it. Madison's dating profile still active. Bio says, just a girl who loves vintage fashion. Main photo is her in my hoodie. She's using my property to attract men. Derek's still orbiting, likes all her photos. Comment, miss what we had under hoodie pic. She responds, you mean the apartment? Me too. Man's eviscerated publicly. Run into her at Target. She's wearing the hoodie with new boyfriend. He's wearing what looks like Derek's watch. She sees me, waves cheerfully. How's the new place? She asks. Still wearing my hoodie. Boyfriend asks if we know each other. He used to date my ex-roommate, she says. I've never dated Derek, but okay. Reality is negotiable in Madison's universe. She tells him Derek was obsessed with her. Wearing my hoodie while revising history. New boyfriend looks at me with pity. Another one who doesn't know he's next. Derek texts asking if I've seen her. Man stalking her Instagram stories from the fake account. She posted photo from boat trip. Wearing the hoodie on a yacht. It's seeing better life than me. Hoodie has its own Instagram highlight reel now. Vintage finds, she calls it. Derek wants to win her back. Asks my advice. Suggests he buys a really nice hoodie. Doesn't understand the reference. Explains everything about how we got here. Madison messages me randomly. Derek's being weird. Can you talk to him? She's concerned about Derek while wearing my stolen property. Irony thick enough to cut. Ignore her message. She has Derek text me from his phone. Just help me out, bro. They're not even together, but she controls his phone. Man's down catastrophic. See the hoodie on Grailed 6 months later. She's selling it for $500 as rare vintage. Description mentions authenticated signature and concert provenance. That's my provenance. Listing sells in 1 hour to someone in Japan. My hoodie emigrated without me. Derek still mentions her daily. Remember when Madison... Yeah, Derek, I remember my hoodie. He kept the apartment, but it still has her energy. Those live laugh love signs haunt him. Suggests we should be roommates again. Like old times, he says. Old times are dead. She killed them. Madison's with boyfriend number 3 now. Probably wearing his stuff over my hoodie's memory. Derek shows me her Instagram. She's engagement ring shopping. Third boyfriend gonna learn hard lessons. Still think about that hoodie sometimes. It's probably in Tokyo being properly appreciated. Derek still thinks he has a chance. She liked my photo from 2018, he says with hope. She's probably scrolling for things to steal retroactively. Man refuses to learn. New roommate asks why I label everything with my name. Long story, I say. See Madison's engagement announcement. She's wearing a vintage dress. Wonder who it belonged to. Derek's commenting congratulations with crying emojis. Publicly grieving on social media. She responds, thanks, bestie. Man's been bestie zoned from ex-boyfriend status. The hoodie changed hands 3 times but never came back to me. Derek neither. Both lost to Madison's psychological warfare campaign disguised as dating. Check her wedding registry. She's asking for vintage clothing racks. For other people's stuff, presumably. Derek's planning to go to the wedding. For closure, he says. Closure would be getting my hoodie back. But it's in Japan. She's marrying victim number 3, and Derek's still hoping. Madison won. Took my hoodie, my roommate, my piece. Gave me trust issues and a labeling gun. Write this while wearing a new hoodie. It's chained to my radiator when not in use. Madison can't hurt me anymore. But somewhere in Tokyo, my hoodie lives its best life without me.